On the night of October 20, 2020, Nigerian police brutally gunned down young protesters who had come together to form one of the biggest youth movements in the country's history. Just hours before the killings, thousands had gathered to peacefully demonstrate against rising cases of police brutality. I know that the protests were largely peaceful because I was there reporting. But that evening, the protest songs in Lagos would turn into cries for help. And the same place where people called for their rights to be upheld would be the same place they were killed. It all started on the 3rd of October. Policemen from the Special Anti-Robbery Squad unit, better known as Sars, allegedly killed a young man in southern Delta State and took away his car. As a video of the deadly assault leaked online, hundreds of young people took to social media to vent and share their own Sars experiences, all of which were bad. Sars was initially formed in 1992 to tackle armed robbery in the country, but the unit grew into a notorious force, popular for extorting and abusing young Nigerians. By October 8th, the online anger against Sars had grown so much that it spilled into the streets nationwide. In Lagos, protesters mounted roadblocks and shut down traffic. Thousands gathered at the Lekki toll gate, a major highway in a rich area of the city. This would come to be the main demonstration point. Their demands were simple. They wanted Sars banned, bad officials prosecuted, and for victims to be compensated. But they were also advocating for the officials themselves. They wanted them to be mentally evaluated and for their salaries to be increased so that they would have fewer reasons to extort. On the 11th, as the protests gained momentum, the Nigerian police finally scrapped Sars.
The Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police, otherwise known as Sars, is hereby dissolved.
But people weren't buying it. This wasn't the first time the police was claiming to reform Sars. By then, the demonstrations had become more of a movement anyways, and people were demanding not just for police reforms, but for better governance.
It's not a Sars anymore. It's not a Sars anymore. There is hunger in the land. Economy is poor. There is no light.
On Monday, the 19th, Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu formed a judicial panel to look into Sars abuses. But the protests continued still. And save for some cases of police crackdowns, they were largely peaceful, although criminal elements have started to infiltrate. As thousands of protesters gathered again at Lekki tollgate on Tuesday, October 20th, they noticed that things were different. People told me that they saw tollgate staff removing CCTV cameras installed in the area, and that as evening fell, the street lights wouldn't come on, leaving the place completely dark. At around 4 p.m., Governor Sanwo-Olu imposed a curfew, trying to instill order, but many protesters at the tollgate remained there. Then, at around 7, men of the Nigerian army rolled in on several vans and started to shoot at the unarmed demonstrators.
They are shooting at us. They are shooting.
Eyewitnesses told me they counted several bodies that night, taken away by the army. But it wasn't over. As word of the killings traveled, angry mobs took to the streets, looting shops, burning buildings, and attacking policemen. 12 people died, according to Amnesty International, and many more were injured. The Nigerian government has set up judicial panels to look into police violence, but denies the killings of October 20th. Survivors, though, say they'll keep looking for justice.
I'm not stopping. This is just the beginning. Because I need to fight a good fight for my kids. Because I need a better Nigeria.